welcome to In Conversation with Hemali, episode 61. I was almost deciding to stop this conversation and only do the storytelling and the poem recitations, which I love doing. And that's when I received a call from Sapna Sahu, who is a brave young woman who has fought cancer with strong determination to come out of it. She has been with us in episode 38 on the 1st of March 2021. She said she wants to share her story further and let my viewers know that that was not the end of her tough times. And she would like to speak to us about what are the treatments she had to go through and what kind of support she needed. She approached me and said she wanted to inspire as many people as she could because she believes life is worth living. And we decided to just go ahead and start this conversation. Today's conversation is going to be a little different. Sapna will have the floor and talk about her journey and experiences with just a few questions asked. Along with Sapna is her daughter, Deesa, who is an O-level student, and she has something very important to share with us as well. Thank you, Sapna, for calling me and for taking this whole story ahead. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Hemali. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful to you. You know, you listened to me. It's the second time again when I wanted to come. And I don't know, I think this is the best platform where I can reach the hearts of the people and inspire
you are
them
an
as well.
Inspiration, Sapna, please. Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And yes, so this is my daughter, Deesa,
Hi.
and she's my stem cell donor. Well, I would like to say that how Deesa came into the picture is like, as you all know, that I was down with leukemia. Last time when we recorded, all my chemo sessions were over, but I was awaiting the transplant. So there was a lookup for the transplant donor for me through the SGH, Singapore General Hospital, and it's a worldwide search. They searched the entire world, but they found a few donors. Of course, I wouldn't say that there were no donors. They found a few donors, but those donors, I mean, from the point of being a donor to the point of donation is a big road. So many people could not, come to that point. And at last, we searched, we could not get any donations. We tried a lot, even the doctors tried a lot. They couldn't find, and finally they called me and my husband and said that we are very sorry, we could not find a donor for you.
Wow.
Initially, I was very reluctant, Hemali, to go for the stem cell transplant. As you know, this cancer treatment involves a chemo treatment. Basically, it is the chemo treatment, right?
Okay.
So I have already done the chemo treatment. But with that, I had a chance of 30% survival. So it's a 70% that the cancer is going to attack me again. That's huge. And then my husband said that, Deepak said, I'm not going to leave any stone unturned in your treatment. So we are definitely going for it. I said, I'm going to convert the 70% into 30%. Don't worry, trust me. I'm going to do everything and I'm going to survive. I'm here for good. But he said, no. Then somehow we decided that, okay, let's do it together. And okay, so the doctor said that there are no donors available. And then they said, we would like to test your family members. Well, my brother is based in the US. But because of the corona, the restrictions based on the corona and all this, he could not come from the US to give me a stem cell donation. So they said, we'll like to test your daughters. She's 15. So I said, yeah, I have a 15-year-old daughter. And then they said, is she okay to give the donation? Initially, I spoke to my daughters about it. So she was okay, fine with it. Okay, Mama, I'm ready to give the donation.
Really?
I said, if need arises, I'm just talking like that. So she said, yeah, okay. I said, the doctor, okay, let me talk to them again. Me and my husband were really worried, that how to talk to a 15-year-old that come forward and, it's almost like undergoing a full-fledged procedure, getting yourself admitted to the hospital, doing a number of tests, and then they're going to insert a pipe here in your vein, drag the blood out, filter the stem cell. It's a huge procedure. I don't know how to talk about it. So anyways, we didn't have a second chance. So we said, okay, let's talk to Deesa about it. And yeah, she was ready. she was, I mean, without any second thoughts, she said, yes, I'm going for it, Mama. I'm going to do it. I said, look, it might be scary and you may feel like running away in the middle. So how to go about it, beta? She said, I'm not going to run away. You have to have faith. I'm not going to run away. I'm going to do it. I'm going to complete it. And you are going to get my stem cell.
So
I was like, oh my God.
So Deesa, tell me, when your mom and dad kind of brought this ahead to you, what was your first reaction? I mean, were you scared? Did it kind of make you think that do I really want to do this? Can you share your journey with us, please?
I wasn't scared at all. I was like, yeah, my mom needs it, and when she gave me so much, I have to give her something back. So this is like the least I could do. I wasn't scared. It all felt normal to me. I don't know.
Wow. I, I, I don't even understand this really. Go ahead.
I don't understand this. Seriously, even I don't understand because it was a very tough decision on my part and my husband's part to bring our daughter into the picture again. I was reeling under this, and then my husband was also, I mean, we two were like, the one facing everything head on. I wanted to keep my children safe out of it completely.
Of course.
But she stepped in. And then she said, yes, Mama, I'm going to give. A number of tests had to be followed. I mean, they have to check her body completely, that, all her organs are sound, fine, and the stem cell will be a healthy one, because they're practically going to make me dead with the help of chemo. And then her stem cell is going to be grafted inside my bone marrow. And that's how my survival will come into being. So it was a huge process. And the main, obstacle or main challenge was that at the same time, I will be admitted in the SGH, Singapore General Hospital, and she'll be admitted to the KK Hospital, which is a children's hospital.
So both of you at different places together.
Yeah, at different places. So that was a huge challenge. I cannot be with her, during her tough times. It was huge.
So Deesa, taking forward, can you share with us what happened further?
There were a number of tests performed. So I had to go like every 2 days or something to get my blood checked, my BP checked and everything. It was actually normal. But then once I got admitted, it was a good experience. I don't know why. It was like a fine experience. As compared to what I thought, my mom was like, it's going to be painful. You're going to feel like running away. You wouldn't want to do this. And then I'm just like, no, it's fine.
Okay.
And then I found out later on that the pipes were inserted near my heart, and that's what scared me when I found out. I actually didn't feel much of a pain. It was fine.
Okay. So what was the process that happened with you, Deesa?
First, I had to be admitted in the angioplasty room, which means that they had to insert the pipe from my neck to my heart to derive the blood. So that's what happened in day 1. Then day 2, I had to sleep for approximately 5 hours. I mean, awake, but not like completely sleep. So then they had to take my blood from the heart for 5 hours in that centroplasty. It rotates and then grabs all the right tissue cells by filtering them. So the painful part was sleeping in that bed for 5 hours. It was without moving an inch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sapna, I have always said you're a hero, but then you have another hero right there besides you. Outstanding. All right. Wow. Go ahead, Sapna, go ahead and tell us further.
Yeah. So that's how, she donated the blood, and she is a haploid match for me. She is a 50% match for me. So initially the doctors were looking for 100% match. So I was in a dilemma. I said, if she is not 100% match for me, she is only a 50% match. How are you going to do that?
Yeah.
So they said that they are actually going to get the stem cells, and then they are going to alter the stem cell, remove the T cells. I mean, you can imagine how far the science has progressed, They are going to remove the T cells, because T cells are the cells which are going to react in my body. and they may show off some reaction. So to avoid that, they will completely, they'll alter the cells as much as possible and then make it safe for the transfusion, for my transfusion. That's how they did it. So finally, I was being tested on one side for the lung function test. I had to go for the heart. I was stuck at the dental. They had to remove my wisdom teeth and all. And after that, I was admitted to SGH. And meanwhile, I was put on a chemo treatment, because first they have to give me a very intensive chemo. Those chemos I have not taken during my leukemia treatment. This is another very high powered treatment.
Oh.
So they put me on a very high chemo followed by one radiation, and then my body was prepared. Like, my bone marrow was completely dead. It was barely alive. After that, they got the cells. Deesha was admitted to the SGH. Meanwhile, at that time, she was admitted to the SGH. They, got the stem cells from her, and then they brought it to SGH, and then they finally proceeded with the transfusion of the stem cell to my body. Okay. And that stem cell would go from my blood into my bone marrow, and they will slowly start grafting and producing new cells. That's how the procedure is. It's practically like Hemali. They will, bring me to a dead end through the chemo and the radiation. You will be practically dead. So I was only surviving with my circulating blood, because my bone marrow, which produces the blood cells, was dead. And then when her stem cell came, it started grafting slowly, very slowly. The numbers started coming up. And then she was discharged. She was discharged, I think, in 2 or 3 days, right?
2 days.
2 days, yeah. She was discharged from the hospital in 2 days. She came back home. I was terribly worried. I was not worried for my, well-being, but yes, I was very worried for her. So my husband kept on posting photos, and I told him, do not come to visit me. You have to be with Deesha all the time.
Oh my goodness, I can't even imagine what you both have gone through, of course, and what your husband too.
It was tough. Yes. It was tough. Yeah. No doubt, but she showed a lot of confidence and courage. Otherwise, it would have been
fantastic, Deesa. You definitely are a little girl over there. I'm not a little girl, but a young growing up girl, and you're already a hero. I'm so fortunate to be speaking to you. Thank you very much for talking to us. Yes, Sapna. Sapna, did you ever feel that why me?
I think I'll have to go now.
All right, sure, Deesa, go ahead. I'll continue talking to your mom. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, Hemali.
So, did you ever feel why me?
Well, initially, yes, I felt why me. And then, you look at people coming to you and telling you that while talking to you, they say, oh, this is karma. I say, karma? Yeah, this is karma. Whatever you do comes back to you. I really, Hemali, I kept on thinking on those lines for a long, long time. That what is karma? Did I do something wrong? In this life, at least I told God that in this life, I didn't hurt anyone so much. I didn't do anything that I have to be punished this way. And then after thinking a lot, I came to the conclusion that this is not a punishment at all. Why should I consider it as a punishment? This is a lesson for me. And why should I think that I was down with it? I'm up with it. It's a lesson to learn from. Definitely, karma is there. Yes, this is karma. Now I can say, yes, this is karma. And I learned my lesson. I learned many things. I haven't learned from my books so much that I have learned in this past 1.5 years. I have learned, and I have evolved completely. So yes, if someone says karma, I say, yeah, this is karma. Of course, this is karma.
Wow.
That's how I have to, keep on even evolving my thoughts. So it is not just, process where your body is down, but this is a continuously evolving procedure. It's an evolvement of your body, of your mind, of your soul, of your integrity, everything. I was completely down, Hemali, during my transplant, I would say. And those chemos and the radiation were too high. My doctor, Dr. Esmeralda, she was my cancer doctor. last year. My transplant doctor is Dr. Jeffrey Quaid. Thankfully, the best doctors in the world. SGS does have a best doctor, I would say. And so, and they were very encouraging. So my doctor also said that, Sapna, your body, I mean, it will be very difficult for your body now because you're in remission. You don't have any cancer cells now. So during the transplant, when you will be given the chemo treatment, those are going to act on your healthy cells. Right. That's going to take it over you. And it did, Hemali. So slowly, as they gave me the treatment, I slowly started, submitting myself. And I started telling the nurses and everyone, I'm feeling weak. I'm feeling weaker and the weakest. Oh. I was so much down that I did not have the strength to move my body. I did not have the strength to move my head. There was a wall clock, It was just on the side wall. You would not believe, I refused to rotate my head from here to here to see the clock, what is the time. I could not lift my phone. There were about 600 plus messages. My phone was flooded with messages, with well wishes and everything, but I could not open my phone to see anything. I was dead weak, weakest of all. And that time I realized, initially I thought that I'm going for the transplant. Before the transplant, I made a lot of preparations. I do a lot of art and craft. So yes. I brought many books, some art books, colors, pens, mandalas, pens, and everything was in place for me. I brought novels so that if I don't feel like doing drawing, then I can read the books or anything. But that time I could not do anything. Wow. Nothing worked. And then I initially thought that I will record everything of mine. I'll keep a note of everything. But then I think it's sometimes important to drop your guards also. Right. And then I said, I'm not going to pressurize myself for anything. And I'll take 1 second at one time. And I was just aware of one thing, that is my breathing. I just knew how to breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. That's all I knew. Apart from that, I didn't have any sense of anything. My husband used to go and visit me. For 3 hours, he'll sit in the hospital continuous. And I would barely look at him. I could not talk to my mom and dad over the video call also. I refused to talk to anyone that time in the hospital. I said, I'm very weak. And I didn't want to show myself to anyone. If I show myself to someone, then that person will also feel bad about me. That person will feel low. So what is the point? Oh, right. If you cannot encourage them, it's pointless. So that's how it was. It was very tough. And then there was a fight with the doctors continuously. I had to fight with them. That's how I am always in the SGH. Because in SGH, you can put a very unusual demand and your demand doesn't go for granted. They always consider your point. Really? That is the best thing. Yeah, they do consider. So the doctors would come to me and say, oh, okay, Ms. Sahu, so anything that we can do for you? I'll say, yes. I'll say, what? I said, get me discharged. Oh. Oh. That is one thing they cannot do for you. I said, no, I want to be discharged. I wanted so much to come back home, Hemali. I don't know how, but I was desperate to come home this time. And then they had to discharge me in 28 days because I was continuously telling them. The nurses were very supportive of me. They went to the doctors and they put forward my request that she's requesting to be discharged. And then slowly, had to discharge me. But after coming back home, wow. Yeah, absolutely. 28 days. And that was, pretty fast discharge, I would say, as compared to the transplant. So it was a good discharge.
I'm sure it was. Yeah.
Yeah. After coming back home also, I could not talk to anyone. I mean, see, just in one day, today you are in the hospital, tomorrow you are discharged. In just one day, the transition doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So after coming back home also, I could barely walk. Every 2 days, once in every 2 days, I have to go to the hospital to visit the doctors, and they have to keep a close tab on my blood counts. And it was, I would say it was a bad time because I could not sit, I could not walk. I cannot, like now I'm sitting in front of you and talking to you. That time I could not sit. I would just lie down. If I even go and do a basic activity like brushing my teeth, after brushing my teeth, I had to lie down for 20 minutes because I had no energy. Absolutely none. That's how it went on. And then my husband told me that it seems you are in depression. I said, no, you're wrong. I am actually in depression. But just let me be where I am. That's what I told him. I said, I don't know what is tomorrow for me. When am I going out of it? I don't know anything. But just let me be in this depressive state or whatever be. Just let me be there, Deepak. And I think we need to give me some time. And that's what I told him. And very slowly, Hemali, I mean, I started eating, I started drinking sip by sip water with spoon, with straw, and then finally with a glass. And slowly, I started coming out of it. Very slow procedure, but yes, it was a tough time. And then, okay, yeah.
So, Sapna, I'm just thinking, did this whole process make changes in relationships? When I talk about relationship, I don't only mean friends or family with your husband or with just anybody.
Yeah, it does changes relationship to a very great extent, Himali. I mean, your question is very legitimate. I don't know how, but yeah. See, the relation that I had with my husband earlier was okay. We were very close because we had a love marriage. We were very close to each other. Yeah. So, but not on those grounds. I mean, I always used to think that if something happens, I don't know, how am I going to react? How are we going to cope up? There was a doubt in my mind, that how are we going to, we are two different individuals, but how are we going to take up a thing if something happens? That was there somewhere in the back of my mind. Of course, I didn't want to discuss about it because none of us like to discuss anything about the bad days or anything that is that may come or may happen sometime. So we were absolutely quiet about that. But after this thing happened, we became very close to each other.
Wow.
Now I would say we are much more like friends with each other, much more. He understands me before I utter a word. The caring level that was there for me towards him and for him towards me has risen up like anything. And he now truly, goes forward to, care for me and for the children, even the relation between me and my children also. They now consider their mom as something. Yeah, they were scared. Once mama is going to the hospital, let her not be admitted and she should come back. My younger daughter always told me, Mama, you're going to the hospital? Are you coming back? You're coming back in the evening, right? She'll always tell me that. And just before the transplant also, she told me, okay, you're going for the transplant, but I hope it doesn't have much side effect, right? And it is going to be a success, right? I said, who told you about success and failure and all that? She said, no, but I think it should be a success. I said, of course it is going to be a success. Your mom is a fighter, don't worry.
In fact, your younger daughter, I've spoken to her once and she had mentioned that my mother is a woman of substance. And that says it all, right?
Yeah, so they start appreciating the little things. Like yesterday we had Diwali. So all of us, we celebrated Diwali in our own way, though there is a big restriction in Singapore, but we were happy. Now I would say that Himali, at least as a person, I am also very happy. I can say one day, single day at a time, I'm very happy. I'm not thinking about our retirement. I'm not thinking about a future, anything. But it will be taken care of if I'm happy today. That's all that I know.
Right. So would you still say a thank you to the God Almighty? Or would you say
yes,
not anymore?
Yes. Oh, no. I always say thanks to God. And one thing I always say, God, that don't keep me so busy that I cannot have a conversation with you. Don't keep me so happy that I'll forget you. I don't want to be like that. I should be happy under all circumstances, and He should give me the strength to bear whatever that comes my way. That's a true prayer that I do to God. I don't ask Him for anything else. I say that whatever you have
Yeah.
for me in future, I don't know. But whatever you have, I know that is for my good only. And give me the strength to face it. Give me the energy to go forward with it. I should do my duties well. And I'm really very, very thankful to God for everything. Even Himali, I would say, like doing the small chores. I mean, I don't have a helper now, but it was my decision to send her back. She was an amazing helper. She helped me a lot in my recovery. But I said, see, I have to start feeling normal again. So for that, I need to take a few things in my stride. I have to do my own work. That's how I told her that no. And she was here for 1.5 years with me, already 3.5 years in Singapore. So I said that it's high time she should go back to her family, and I should take care of my family, because right now I'm not equipped to do the job. I still need some time for recovery.
Sure.
So I said that it's better I should do. And I'm very happy, Himali, doing the normal household chores also.
Yeah.
I feel blessed. So I wonder that as a housewife, why didn't I feel, didn't I have all the same feelings?
Yeah.
As a housewife, I always used to crib, why should I do this? Am I born to do this? Am I born to do that? But this
Tell me
simple
about
things
it.
also give us so much of happiness. I mean, I had to learn my lesson in a different way.
Oh, wow, wow. It is, I don't even know what you're made of, Sapna. You're not one of us. I mean, you're different. Look at you. Seriously. So, am I wrong if I say that if we are caring for someone with cancer, we have a very important role in helping him or her cope mentally and emotionally? And I think viewers, we need to allow our loved ones to express himself or herself when they are comfortable to do so, and reassure them that it is normal to feel down, worried, and fatigued. Is that right,
Yes,
Sapna?
yes, Himali. The
Yeah.
main difficulties I faced is when it comes to, talking to people around you. But then I told myself that, Sapna, now you are the fighting person. So that's why you're feeling like that. Just put yourself in their shoes. What would you do? And I would do the same thing,
Yeah.
right? I would just do the same thing. So I said it's okay. So I take it in that way, Himali. But yeah, when it comes
Me
to
too.
convincing people that you are down,
Yeah.
you are not able to talk, you cannot get involved with them to such an
Yeah.
extent. Thankfully, I have a blessed group of friends. They all understand me to a big extent. So
Yeah.
during my chemotherapy, I think it was more difficult, but during my transplant, it wasn't that difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone were like, they had a good mind setup that, okay,
Okay.
she's facing this once again. This is the last thing she's facing, and let's just be with her.
Yeah.
So they were very, very immensely supportive of me, my parents, and especially my husband's company,
Yeah.
BSM, Bernard Schulte, and his, owner's company, BTS.
Wow.
They were immensely helpful to me. And they supported us throughout. Because if they don't support Deepak would not be able to
Yeah,
support me.
absolutely. Yes, that's
Yeah,
right. That's right.
right from giving us the insurance, and they put him in on the back end so that there are people to look after his job and he can attend to me.
Wow.
That's a huge support, Himali, I got. So
Absolutely. I
everything,
mean,
as I told you last time also, that only one thing was negative, that was I was hit by cancer. But apart from that, if I opened my eyes and looked around me, every single thing was positive.
amazing.
So the positivity is much more than the negativity.
Oh, fantastic. So, you know what, to my viewers, patients may also struggle with a sense of loss, including their place in society. And in such
Yeah.
cases, family members and loved ones are encouraged to help the patient reintegrate into their usual routine, modifying it wherever necessary.
You said rightly, reintegrate into the normal routine. That is very, very important, because I also don't say, I say that don't pamper me too much. Don't come to me and tell me that, oh my God, you were a patient,
Yeah.
oh my God, don't do this. Oh my God, you're not supposed to do that. I said, don't pamper me to such an extent.
Yeah.
Just treat me normally. I'm a normal being. Treat me
Yeah.
normally.
So you would say
Yeah,
that empathize, don't sympathize, right?
yeah, do not sympathize. Even now also I'll say do not sympathize. But one of the major issues that I faced, Himali, throughout this thing is that another is I would like to share is a
Mhm.
survival guilt.
Survivor guilt.
Yeah,
And what
that's
is
one
that?
thing. Well, that I would say when you are down with cancer, like I was down with leukemia, but in my family, even one of my uncle was down with throat cancer.
Okay.
My aunt, she was down with lung cancer. So you wouldn't believe, just before a few days, I hit my transplant. I Both of them passed away. That's when I understood. Right when I was in the
So
hospital, my
sorry
uncle
to hear
passed
this.
away, and then I understood that why. Then I asked God, how come it's me? I'm surviving. Why did they pass away? It's not. It has nothing to do with the last stage or the first stage or the second stage, Himali. I would say that even if you're at the last stage, cancer is not something that is going to take you away. You can come back from every stage. You need to have a hell bent of a mind. You need to be highly positive. Kill everything, kill your cancer cells with the positivity. And you have to come back. But they passed away. I wouldn't say that they were negative and they passed away. It was nothing like that. When they passed away, I, yes, that survival guilt was there in me. That how come I survived? How come am I surviving all these things? But then I said, okay, this is not a fight. This is a war. In war, many soldiers are dead, Himali. And then you see your fellow being, have succumbed to the injuries and cannot walk with you anymore. You have to walk alone. You have to beat them. You have to keep going. You have to walk because it's a war. And then I told, cancer, you cannot take me. You have taken enough number of person. Now you cannot touch me. And that day I decided that, okay, whatever be, this transplant is going to be a success. It cannot do any harm to me. I don't know.
My goodness.
Yeah, that's how it was.
Sapna. I change your name from Sapna Sahu. I call you Sapna Sahu, the hero. That's how I'm gonna name now. Absolutely.
Everyone is a hero, Himali. Every one of us have this in us. And
Um,
we do evolve. Whatever be the challenges, we do evolve
right. So
in our
Sapna wishes
living.
to express her gratitude to many hands who showed their support in her cancer journey, namely of relatives, friends, nurses, doctors, and the staff at the Singapore General Hospital.
Yes, the staff at the Singapore General Hospital, the nurses, they have helped me through like anything. As I told you, I was very, very weak. They went to the extent of, holding me. They cared for me like a baby because in the transplant, the stem cells that are given to me, it
Yeah.
starts forming again. And then the cells, the blood is like a newly formed blood. So, you get the baby symptoms. I
Oh,
had the cramps just like a baby have the cramp. I cannot eat because
really?
the baby after being born cannot eat so much. Yes, it's those symptoms and they care you like a baby. And the doctors and everyone, they every day doctors will come to me. The counts are coming up, and I would say in my mind, where are the counts? Where is it coming? I cannot see. They'll say that Sapna, the counts are coming up. Hold on there. The nurses will come. Hold on, just hold on, ma'am. It's difficult. Hold on, just be there. Just be there. Now, when I think on those lines, I say, yes, those help me like anything.
Wow.
The hold on spirit, it helps you a lot. You are practically dead. You cannot do anything. That time, those simple words, those simple lines help you like anything. My husband company, my husband, he has been like a pillar
Yeah.
with me. I
What
don't
a
know,
what an
Himali.
amazing
I
man.
mean, this is the best decision I've made in my life. I can say that.
Absolutely.
I had,
Yep. Yeah.
yeah, I
Really.
had a love marriage. We had a 6 years of affair, and he's
Okay.
6 years elder to me as well. So
Okay.
we belong to different backgrounds. We met in a train.
Oh,
That's how we, yeah,
okay.
it's like a fairy tale only. And then we have our ups and downs, but
course.
Yeah, he has been immensely supportive of me. I couldn't imagine anything, without him now. Now our relationship has become very, yes,
So, so,
stronger.
so along with giving you a very tough time, God gave you enough strength in form of your family, friends,
Yes,
and
yes,
your
yes.
doctors
Enough
and everything
strength.
to
See,
face
everyone
whatever
around
came
me.
your way.
Absolutely. See, you also. I came in touch with you. I came in touch with this
Yeah.
forum
Yes.
and this platform. I mean, this is huge. These things are not small. These are huge things. They go a long way in inspiring you, in encouraging you, in making you move forward.
Absolutely.
And your hobbies. When
Yeah.
when we reel under such a situation like I have been reeling, I completely reclined on my hobbies. And
Hmm.
earlier I used to think, why should I do a proper piece of art? What is the benefit? I'll always ask myself, what is the benefit? What is the benefit? Now I
Yeah.
understand what is the benefit. The benefit is in making yourself stable. The benefit is
Yeah.
in, yes, in just keeping yourself motivated, keeping yourself engaged, keeping yourself alive. That is a huge benefit. That is why we should take up our hobbies. That is why we should take up our art. And that is why art is made compulsory in schools.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's not given a choice, yeah,
Yeah.
because there is a small artist in every one of us,
Yes.
and who wants to come out. And we are inclined on the benefit. Okay, she's an
Hmm.
artist, she's earning, so she is benefiting. It's
Yeah.
not like that.
Hmm.
Even if you don't earn anything from something, but still, if you're doing that, you're doing it for your satisfaction, you're
Yeah.
doing it to revive the positivity in you. It's a huge thing. Everything cannot be weighed in terms of money, not at all. Even if you have a lot of money, you're down with such kind of thing, it doesn't help much.
That's right. Right. Thank you so much, Sapna, for talking to me. And moreover, thank you so much for taking that step ahead and connecting with me again. Because all I see is that you wanted to inspire people, that there is nothing, that is not in your control. You can, if you believe in it.
Yes, yes,
And
yes, absolutely, Himali. And I would like to say just one simple thing, that
please.
whoever, is watching this video, they can go for a bone marrow donation program that we have it here in Singapore as well as in the entire world. There is, every country has its bone marrow donation division. They have that. So people like me who are infected with leukemia, not only leukemia, there are a number of blood disorders,
Mhm.
and we need the stem cells. Like Deesha did it for me. In the same way, we can be a donor. I right now I am not eligible because I was down with this cancer. But yes, anyone, even you or anyone who wants, can approach them and can register themselves. Once you register yourself in that directory, and anyone who is in need of the bone marrow, they
Mhm.
will contact you.
Mhm.
And it's your decision. It's completely a individual decision whether you want to do that or you don't want to do that, because I would say it's a long journey, it's a huge challenge. After Disha gave me the donation, and we also saw the donation procedure at Himali, I don't have any complaints for the people who did not come up to the point of donation.
Right.
Initially, I used to think that why are they not coming, but now I don't have any complaints, because it is tough. But
Mhm.
we want things tough, right? We want to make it adventurous, right? Like
Yes.
you give me a simple piece of art and you say, you'll do very good in this piece of art, Sapna, just
Yeah.
do it. I would say, no, I'll look for something tougher.
Yeah.
Now this is the challenge. So we all accept challenge. So why don't we accept a little bit of challenge, push ourselves a little bit forward, and go forward to save someone's life? It really matters. And the feeling that you get after that, that you have saved someone, you have given a second chance of life to someone. That's huge.
Thank you very much. And with that message, we come to an end to this conversation. Sapna, thank you very, very much. You are
So much, Himali. Thank you so
definitely a
much.
hero that I've been saying all through, and you are an inspiration to everybody who's listening to you right now. Thank you very much, Sapna.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks.